the CII for organizing this program, skill development. India is a vast country. The most developing countries have huge populations. But when you count the numbers, that in itself doesn't become a very concrete, tangible asset unless you convert each of the person into something that he can offer to the society and in the process earn some living for himself or herself. India, and for that matter all developing countries, offer the biggest precious resource of the world, and that's a human resource. The world is run by humans, though technology is taking over very swiftly, but who develops technology? Again, people. So people being the biggest source for growth of society, growth of economy, how do you develop people themselves? If people can cause growth of society, growth of economy, how do you develop people themselves? And when you develop them, you should not develop only with academic faculties, which is also necessary, but can you also develop them using their natural strengths and faculties by offering them some training and making them worthwhile to carry out some very important economic functions. And that's where the skilling comes in. Make a physical human body into a skilled person who has ability to provide services to the people. And services can be many, many important services. When you make everybody in a particular society or a particular community or a particular country a skilled person, you'll find a very virtuous level of growth that happens in that society. Because everybody, because now he is trained and skilled, will offer some service. That in turn creates some economic good. The person is buying it, benefits from it, a person is selling it a service, he also earns income, and it starts a virtuous cycle of more and more money getting generated, more and more wealth getting generated, more and more ideas getting generated. Because you start at a particular level of skill, but because you are doing it, after some time your mind itself works in such a way that you keep enhancing the ability of that person to provide better skills. So we graduate as a society being a far better when we are not skilled, and now what we have become skilled. In fact, there are examples, empirical examples, that if each and every citizen of a particular society, country, and in India, for example, they become gainfully employed and also skilled, the India GDP can increase by 2 to 3 percentage points just because each and every human being in India, every citizen of India, every working population of the country is gainfully employed and skillfully employed. They are the skilled, that's why they are employed, and if they are employed, that's why they can offer better skills, and it starts a virtuous cycle. For that, we need institutions. We need skill providing people. The Prime Minister's vision of Skilled India is a step in the direction of making India the skill capital of the world. We can have nurses, paramedics, we can have teachers, we can have doctors, we can have technicians, we can have teachers, everything, who we can service not only for ourselves but also for the rest of the world. Many parts of the world are aging. We can provide them necessary services, healthcare services, but also old age care services. And all that can transform societies to be caring societies. Societies to be advanced societies in technology applications. And all of that can add to more value addition but also better quality of life for people. There is a possibility that we must do it on a larger scale, and for that industry and NGOs, government and NGOs, government and industry all must join hands. I'll share with you a personal example. In Konkan, where I got elected 4 times in Lok Sabha, we started a skill development program 25 years ago almost. We have trained more than close to 100,000 women and others for self-employment. Many of them, we trained them, but many of them are self-employed. Now we have started a center in Mumbai for Enterprise Development Institute, taking the next step, not just skilling, but become entrepreneurs. In Konkan, my experience shows that many of them have started earning money because of skills, but also earned self-esteem. The women who started earning money have become far more confident. They're taking care of their kids, their children far, far better. The children are getting educated in far better way than before. You'll not believe it, the domestic violence has gone down. Because when woman earns money, she earns economic power, which gives us such other strength, which now the husband cannot dictate and therefore cannot dominate. These are the various benefits of skill being offered to local people. And I'm really very happy to see that we are doing it on a larger scale. We need many new ideas. We can use new technologies to offer training, online courses. We can do simulators. The simulators are even better than the real life situations. The simulators are perfect. If you're dealing with a perfect situation, you can deal with any real life situation in a much better way. So we need all those instruments. We need physical infrastructure. And industry can benefit immensely because when you get skilled person working on a shop floor from day one, your cost of training him, retraining him goes down. He becomes productive from the day one. So these are the kind of benefits which society will get, community will get, a country will get. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has a very ambitious mission. He has set up the first time in India ever. He set up a skill development ministry, mandated with a responsibility to skill millions of people over a period of time. There are many, many programs which are getting implemented through this ministry. The present minister, Mr. Pandey, who is a good friend of mine, very committed, dedicated person, is also focusing on offering skills as a mission. The secretaries, the officers in the ministry, I know, are really putting their heart out to make sure that they can provide best possible skills to millions of people in India. We were talking about Enterprise Development Institute in Navi Mumbai. The idea is, after acquiring basic skills, you can now use those skills and not just be employed or self-employed, but start your own business. Start an enterprise. Be an entrepreneur, which needs different kind of ecosystem. Financing is required, marketing ability is required. A multitasking is necessary because an entrepreneur at a small scale level has to do so many things. He himself is a purchase manager, sales manager, finance manager, everything. So you have to have multitasking. So we are also providing training for how to be an entrepreneur, but how to be a successful entrepreneur performing so many of these jobs at the same time. So we are really looking forward to this event becoming a starting point for many, many more people getting involved into this nation building, society building task, the task of creating a skilled human resource for the world, for India. And in the process, make people gainfully and meaningfully employed, and in that, give them the self-confidence, the moment every person is employed doesn't have time to waste his time into doing so many things. As we always say, empty mind is devil's workshop. Rather than devil's workshop, you can work in some real way, and mind itself will become a creative mind rather than thinking about the devil ideas. So I really wish you all the best, offer my best wishes, and I'm sure the team led by Sugata Roy Chaudhary will actually lead to more entrepreneurs, more skilled persons in the country. The CII is taking very good initiative. Mr. Chandrajit Banerjee, as the Director General, has been supporting it very strongly. I am very sure the CII will scale new heights, so will India, so will our society. And a vision of a Prime Minister Modi will get realized and fulfilled through such massive effort that we are all going to put in together. So all the best to you. Thank you very much. Congratulations to you. And please be assured, I'll be working with all of you as a volunteer to realize the shared dream of all the youth of India to be standing on their own feet. Every mother's first desire is that let my son stand on my own feet. There is no better service we can render to the mankind rather than making him stand on his own feet. So let's do that. Let us use our hands to make others stand on their own feet by giving them training, by giving them skills, by making the entrepreneurs, by making them self-employed, and in the process creating a productive, constructive society that we are all capable and we should be destined to be. Thank you very much. All the best to you.